President Trump signed an executive order Tuesday to overhaul America's elections. The order requires proof of citizenship to register to vote in federal elections. State and local officials will be responsible for verifying that information. It also requires states to only count ballots received by election day. So any mail-in ballots that arrive after the deadline wouldn't be eligible. The president has repeatedly and falsely claimed the 2020 election was rigged in the face of failed efforts by his own legal team to dispute the results in court. The executive order is expected to face legal challenges. David Becker joins us now. He's a CBS News election law contributor and executive director at the Center for Election Innovation and Research. David, thanks for being here. Can the president legally use executive authority to tell states how to run their elections?
I think it's likely that courts would find that he can't do this. The Constitution has something called the Elections Clause that says the time, place, and manner of elections is left up to the states and the legislatures, and only Congress can change that. This, of course, is not congressional action. This is an executive order signed by the president without any congressional authority. It's extensive. It would seek to impose on states an entirely new bureaucracy for voter registration, seek to dictate what kind of technology they could use for voting, change whether states have made the decision to accept ballots that were relinquished by voters on election day, but maybe take a few days to arrive via the mail, whether they can accept those or not. And the states that do that are as diverse as California and Mississippi. So I think it's likely this is going to be challenged very soon, and I think courts are going to be find those challenges very credible.
What are the wider implications if this were to survive legal challenges and be enforced?
Well, it would take away almost 250 years of our tradition under our Constitution where states ran elections. Remember, the Constitution enshrines that for a lot of good reasons. We even see things, for instance, states allocate electoral votes differently under the Constitution. 48 states do it by popular vote, but 2 states, Maine and Nebraska, do it by congressional district. That is all consistent with the vision of the founders. So this would be a radical change. I think another big consideration here is this likely comes with a price tag of tens of billions of dollars. The president can't just wave the pen and charge states and state taxpayers that kind of money. So it's going to be a big question as to how this is going to be funded and whether Congress will support this kind of activity.
Whether or not this executive order is challenged and passes legal muster, does it already begin to sow seeds of doubt in election integrity?
Yeah, I think we've seen this president over the course of many years have it's easiest to say he has misunderstandings about how our election system is run. Our election system is as secure and verifiable and transparent as it's ever been and has withstood all kinds of court scrutiny and other kinds of scrutiny, even when losing candidates complain about it. We're doing a remarkable job thanks to the men and women, the public servants all across the country, Democrats and Republicans, who run elections. And it may be that this executive order was implemented almost knowing that it wasn't going to be upheld by the courts, but setting the stage for complaining about elections in the future if the president and his supporters don't win those elections, which is really damaging, particularly in a country where we know we're very closely divided. We're a 50-50 country. No one in this country should be surprised if their candidate loses, given how closely divided we are right now.
Remarkable. David Becker, thank you.